যার হক এসেছে সত্য, ওয়াজাহাকাল বাতিল চলে গেছে মিথ্যে। ইন্নাল বাতিল নিশ্চয় মিথ্যে, কানা যাহুকা চিরদিন মিথ্যে।
أحيا الناس جميعا ولقد جاءتهم رسلنا بالبينات ثم إن كثيرا منهم بعد ذلك في الأرض لمسرفون صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Jazakallah, brother Yus'Andri bin Khudri. We would like to welcome the arrival of His Excellency Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohammad along with Dr. Zakir Naik to the hall. His Excellency Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohammad, respected Dr. Zakir Naik, distinguished guests, respected elders, brothers and sisters. We are privileged today to gather here tonight on this historic day. I don't think there will be anybody here who needs any introduction of our beloved former Prime Minister, His Excellency Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohammad. However, it is important for me to mention that His Excellency was the longest serving Prime Minister of our country for about 22 years. His Excellency is currently the chairman of Global Peace Foundation. His Excellency is also the president of All Malaysian Muslim Welfare Association. His Excellency Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohammad has always been an inspirational figure who has inspired millions of people throughout the world. Without wasting any further time, I would like to humbly and kindly request His Excellency Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohammad to kindly deliver his keynote address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dan salam sejahtera kepada hadirin sekalian. Yang berbahagia Dr. Zakir Naik, pemimpin-pemimpin perkim umat Islam yang hadir pada malam ini, tuan-tuan, puan-puan, hadirin sekalian. Oleh kerana ramai yang tidak fasih dalam bahasa kebangsaan, izinkan saya bercakap dalam bahasa Inggeris. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored that I should be asked to speak to this vast audience of Muslims. Frankly, this is the first time I've seen so many Muslims of all races gathered together. Principally, I believe, in order to hear a talk by Dr. Zakir Naik. He is a very well-known Islamic speaker, and I'm quite sure he will be able to clear our minds on many matters concerning our religion. And we need this. We need to have our minds cleared because many of us are very confused about our religion. We are confused because we hear very many different interpretations of Islam. And because of the different interpretations of Islam, Muslims are deeply divided. We see Muslims killing other Muslims. And this is forbidden by Allah. The Quran is very specific in that Muslims may not kill other Muslims unless, of course, it is for some crime. And even that, the killing must be done after proper trial and decision by a recognized court of law. But we find it unfortunate that in many instances Muslims kill Muslims because of different interpretations. And this, of course, is doing the work of all the enemies of Islam. We, the Muslims, are actually doing the work of the enemies of Islam. This happens because we are confused. And I do hope that Dr. Zakir will be able to enlighten us on the true teachings of Islam. We in Malaysia live in a multiracial, multi-religious country. Normally, peoples of different races and religions do not get on well with each other. Normally, they would be fighting each other. But fortunately for us, there is no major fighting between Muslims and non-Muslims. But the Muslims are also divided among themselves. And this is because other things that are not about Islam has intervened to cause us to be enemies of each other. In Malaysia, despite the fact that there are many peoples of many religions, we almost never get together. Particularly, we find that Muslims do not want to sit down and discuss their religion with peoples of other faiths. The fear is that they may be converted to the religions of others. But surely our iman is strong enough so that we can resist any attempt to separate us from our religion. But what is more important is that if the peoples of other religions are to understand the teachings of Islam, it is important that we meet them and we explain to them what Islam is all about. If we don't meet them, how can we explain to them that Islam is a religion of peace? Those who follow the teachings of Islam will be the successful people in this world. So it is important for us not only to strengthen our iman, but that we should see people of other religions as well, remembering of course that 600, 700 or 800 years ago, we Malays were not Muslims. We were Hindus, or we had no religion at all. But the Muslims came from India and from the Arabian Peninsula to Malaysia. As Muslims, they meet the Malays who were not Muslims, and they talk with these people. How could the Malays accept Islam if the Muslims who came here, the Arab Muslims, the Indian Muslims who came here, refuses to meet non-Muslims? They did not refuse. Instead, they get along with Malay non-Muslims, and eventually, because of their good behavior, because of their success, because of their piety, their strength, the strength of their religion, the non-Muslim rulers of the Malays decided that they should embrace Islam. And it is these same people who eventually spread the word of Islam to the rest of the world. To the rest of the world, because Islam was so convincing as a religion that people convert to Islam in huge numbers, so that we find Muslims from China in the east until Spain in the west, from the borders of Russia down to Indonesia and other southern parts. That is because the Muslims of those days carry out the injunctions of Islam to spread the religion, to do da'wah, to explain that Islam is a good religion. And because they believe in meeting people not of their own faith, they were able to convert them so that the Muslim community increased by the millions. Today we believe we have 1.7 billion Muslims in the world. Roughly every fifth person in the world is a Muslim. How could they become Muslim if we as Muslims do not work to spread the words among the non-Muslims? So if we are invited to speak, to meet peoples of other religions, fear not, because our iman is good, is strong, and therefore we can explain to them what Islam is all about. Islam is not about terrorism. Islam is about peace. And if we preach the true words of Allah as found in the Al-Quran, I am quite sure that we will able to bring peace to this troubled world, and we will increase the number of people who believe in the teachings of Allah, in the teachings that was brought to us by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we will meet each other as Muslims, whether we belong to one sect or another, and not fight among each other the way we are doing today. I would like to say that we in Malaysia welcome Dr. Zakir Naik, and I'm sure you are all anxious to listen to him. And with the best wishes to him and to us all, I end my speech with a lot of thank you. Thank you very much.